It's not only a Thursday, it's a Dallas Cowboy varsity day for you.
Varsity plays today, and if we don't stomp a mud hole in the Saints tonight, I'm gonna be very. I might have to clear off the dry erase board if that don't happen.
Oh, really? Whoa.
You know, I'm just saying.
The dry erase board, how about them Cowboys?
I don't have the patience to jack with you today.
He clearly doesn't have any
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Well, you know what?
That's how I feel.
I think that's an appropriate way to dovetail into what I was planning on saying, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
No, okay. As if you don't just light your candle every day and say what's ever on your mind.
Wow.
But what you just said is appropriate for my concept of what I was going to say to start today's program, and that's it's December. We're officially in December in the National Football League, and it's always been the case since I've started talking football every day with the NFL Network now 18 years ago. Ooh. 19th season we're in right now covering the NFL for NFL Network. And so we were always taking our cues at the time from Bill Parcells when we started. He was the head coach of Dallas Cowboys football when we came on the air in 2003. Every single time he had a press conference each week, he had his weekly press conference. We would play a large chunk of it on the air because it was truly like at the time one of the most popular shows, a guy from Jersey, a big boss from Jersey, just unburdening himself. It did feel like a Dr. Melfi session with Tony Soprano. It felt like we were listening into this man's innermost thoughts, Bill Parcells. We would call it a fresh tuna segment every day. And he would always say his sensibility, and I'm sure he took it from somewhere else. He learned it somewhere else. Always said the season essentially starts once Thanksgiving's over. That's when you know who you are essentially as a team. Your identity's already been forged. Your opportunities have been taken advantage of so far to set you up for the ultimate opportunity, which is go on a run into the playoffs. Now, normally that would mean there was only 6 games, 5 weeks left in the season pretty much. Now it's a longer season. We'll see for the first time with a 17-game regular season that goes into the middle of January if that still applies. I think it does. And the Dallas Cowboys tonight have set themselves up for their opportunities coming off of a Thanksgiving loss. They've lost 3 of 4. Okay. And they lose to Denver, then they beat Atlanta, and then they lose 2 in a row. Kansas City and at home against the Vegas Raiders. And there's 2 things. One, good thing they don't play in the AFC West. They're done with them. They're done with them. The Chargers were the only AFC West team that they beat this year here in L.A., and if you remember that game, they needed a lot of mistakes by the Chargers to do that. They almost went 0-4 in the division that they play this year, the NFC East does, against the AFC West. But the rest of it is that they've been banged up. They haven't had all their guys. And tonight, we'll see what shape Amari Cooper is in. He's off the COVID list. And CeeDee Lamb is coming back from a concussion that he suffered at the end of the first half in the loss to Kansas City, and then the short week did not allow him to get back on the field and out of concussion protocol. Tyron Smith is back. Zeke apparently is going to get a full load tonight. We'll see about the pass rushers and who's available and who's not, but in coming weeks, they're going to be full stocked up. And the Washington football team is as close as they've been in quite some time, just 2 games behind the Dallas Cowboys right now. And the Saints are going to be without Alvin Kamara tonight. He is not going to be able to answer the bell tonight once again for a Saints team that is going to start Taysom Hill. We'll see if that is going to be more efficient for them because Trevor Siemian has just simply not gotten the job done. Saints had no plans to play him this year at all. Jameis gets hurt. Taysom Hill can't go. The first couple of starts for Trevor Siemian weren't too shabby, certainly the way that he finished the game against the Bucs. But he's not the long-term answer for this team that still has some hopes to make the playoffs because they're sniffing it right now. And if you look at the NFC standings going into tonight, they're 5-6, just like the Falcons, Vikings, and the team that's sitting there in the 7th seed because they're 5-2 in conference. It's a heck of a tiebreak Washington has in their back pocket moving forward. So the Saints have every opportunity to make the playoffs right now, here on out in the post-Thanksgiving portion of our schedule. And the Cowboys sitting at 7-4, once again, the way that they are playing is good enough to win the division, but not good enough to avoid the best team in the wild card slot. That's going to come into Dallas, presumably out of the NFC West, whoever doesn't finish in first place right there. And we're assuming at this point, whoever finishes behind the Cardinals. We're coming off a bye week visiting the Bears, and we do expect to see Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins back, but one never knows. Second season, essentially, in the regular season, longest one begins tonight. I think the Cowboys are going to be fine. I do think that they do come up with this win in New Orleans tonight. They are the better team. They are the better team with the better quarterback. They are the better team with the better quarterback and better weapons. They are the team with the best chance to win tonight, with all due respect to the New Orleans defense. But if the Bills went into their house and did that against them that night, on Thanksgiving night, the Cowboys should do the same. They've got a better running game than the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have their own digs on the other side of the ball. So
yes.
We'll see what happens tonight. I think you do get what you want. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.